The first light of dawn spills over the quiet streets of Tehran, painting the Alborz mountains in soft pink and gray. A quiet, empty street under the morning light. On a street corner, a baker slides trays of flatbread into a cavernous oven. Close up on his worn, sleepless face. The scent of fresh bread fills the air. A daily ritual that defies uncertainty. A few blocks away, Parvin carefully waters a single rose on her small balcony. Close up of the rose and her hand pouring water. It is a simple act. A quiet insistence on beauty in a world that feels increasingly gray. Life in Iran, under the shadow of conflict, does not stop. It finds a new, deliberate rhythm. Streets and scarred buildings set the scene. Each morning is a small victory. Families gather at a worn wooden table for breakfast. Bread, cheese, and hot sweet tea. They speak in hushed tones, often circling back to which markets are open, whether the electricity will hold, and the latest news whispered from neighbor to neighbor. The streets begin to fill with a slow, steady stream of people. They move with a purpose that is both weary and determined. A young man on a motorcycle navigates the traffic, a crate of vegetables strapped to the back. A mother holds her child's hand tightly as they walk, her eyes scanning the sky, not for clouds, but for other, more menacing shapes. The city itself seems to hold its breath. Buildings bear the scars of recent memory. Yet life flows around them, adapting and persisting. The faces of the people tell a different story, resilience and an unyielding will to endure. This is a nation of 88 million souls, each with a story headlines can't capture. To understand their reality is to look into the quiet corners of daily existence. A university student studies by candlelight when the power fails. A mechanic keeps old cars running with salvaged parts. A grandmother tells ancient stories to distract her grandchildren from the sounds outside. Their lives are not defined solely by the war. They are defined by their response, carrying on with dignity, courage, and hope. The concept of work has been reshaped and redefined by the realities of conflict. Formal employment has dwindled, forcing people to rely on ingenuity and the informal economy. In a small, dimly lit room in Isfahan, a former architect named Reza repairs old electronics. His skilled hands, once used to design buildings, now solder delicate circuits. He brings broken radios back to life. He restores lamps to working order.
We must use what we have.
Every object has value. We cannot afford to waste anything. That culture of repair and reuse is a cornerstone of survival for countless families. Markets once bustling now have a different energy. Grand bazaars see less foot traffic. Small neighborhood stalls have sprung up. A woman might sell homemade pickles, or jars of jam at a table outside her home. A teenage boy might charge phones from a car battery and inverter. It's a small but vital service when the grid is unreliable. This microeconomy runs on trust, neighbors helping neighbors. It is a quiet, resilient economy beneath the radar. Work becomes a patchwork of small jobs and favors, securing the basic necessities of life. Food, water, medicine has become a central and often exhausting part of the daily routine. The journey for sustenance is a constant calculation of risk, cost, and availability. Families have learned to be incredibly resourceful, transforming simple ingredients into nourishing meals. A mother in Shiraz might spend her morning visiting several small markets, piecing together a meal from what is available, a handful of lentils from one vendor, some onions from another, and a small bunch of herbs from a neighbor's garden.
We cook with what the day gives us, she explains. And we always make a little extra in case someone knocks on our door hungry. Today it is them. Tomorrow it could be us.
Water, a precious resource even in times of peace, is now guarded with meticulous care. In many urban areas, municipal water flows for only a few hours each day, forcing households to collect and store it in every available container. Plastic barrels, buckets, even old soda bottles. Children are taught from a young age not to waste a single drop. They learn to wash their hands with a trickle of water and to share bath water with their siblings. This enforced conservation has become a way of life, a shared discipline that underscores the fragility of the systems they once took for granted. The act of filling a bucket with clean water is a moment of profound relief and gratitude. In the middle of a courtyard, the sound of children's laughter rings out, a pure and defiant melody against the somber backdrop of their reality. A group of kids kicks a worn-out soccer ball, their makeshift goalposts marked by 2 large stones. For a few moments, they are not children of war, they are just children, lost in the simple joy of the game. Parents and teachers go to extraordinary lengths to preserve these pockets of normalcy. They create games that can be played indoors. They tell stories. They encourage drawing and painting. Education continues, though fragmented and improvised. Many official schools operate on reduced schedules, if at all. Informal learning centers have emerged in basements, living rooms, community halls. Teachers, often working without pay, gather small groups of students. Reading, writing, mathematics, old textbooks shared among many, chalkboards propped against a wall.
We must keep their minds active. We must show them that their future still matters.
Children adapt and learn to navigate their complex world. They learn the geography of safety, which streets to avoid, the quickest route to a shelter. They can distinguish the familiar rumble of a truck from the unfamiliar, menacing drone overhead. This knowledge is absorbed matter-of-factly, heartbreaking, yet essential. Adults frame lessons in caution and preparedness, not fear. Safety drills become a serious game. Adults shield children's emotional worlds, answering questions with honesty and reassurance. An older sister invents a fairy tale to turn a loud noise into adventure. Parents hold their children tighter, comfort and security. These small gestures build a fortress of emotional resilience. These small acts really matter. In times of crisis, the true strength of a society is revealed in the bonds between its people. In Iran, the ancient tradition of ta'aruf, a complex system of etiquette and hospitality, has taken on a deeper, more practical meaning. It has evolved into a powerful instinct for mutual support. Neighbors are no longer just people who live next door. They are an extension of the family, a first line of defense against hardship. An elderly man who cannot stand in a long queue for bread will find a loaf left on his doorstep by a younger neighbor. A family that has run out of cooking gas will be invited to share a warm meal with the family across the hall. This spirit of collective responsibility is visible everywhere. In the evenings, as darkness falls and the electricity flickers, people gather. They check on one another. They share news. They offer comfort. A knock on the door is more likely to be a friend with a flask of hot tea than a threat. These small, informal gatherings are vital for morale. They are spaces where fear can be voiced and shared, diminishing its power. People tell jokes, share memories, and complain about the difficulties.
When we are together, the fear is smaller. We carry it together, and the weight is less for each of us.
Volunteers emerge as the unsung heroes of this daily struggle. They are ordinary people, students, shopkeepers, retirees, who have stepped up to fill the gaps left by strained official services. They organize neighborhood watches, clean debris from the streets, and run errands for those who are sick or elderly. As the day draws to a close, a sense of calm settles over the city. The setting sun casts long shadows. Families gather once more in the sanctuary of their homes. This is a time for reflection, for prayer, and for the quiet reaffirmation of hope. A father helps his daughter with her homework by the light of a single kerosene lamp. A mother sings a lullaby that her own mother once sang to her. In these simple, intimate moments, the promise of a future is nurtured. They are small acts of faith, a belief that a peaceful dawn will one day arrive and that life, in all its fullness, will return. Hope in a time of war is not a grand, abstract idea. It is a tangible, everyday practice. It is found in the planting of a small herb garden on a windowsill, a defiant patch of green amidst the gray. It is found in the careful mending of a child's favorite toy, a promise that what is broken can be fixed. It is found in the stories people tell, tales of courage and perseverance that remind them of their own strength. These are not acts of denial, but of profound courage. the courage to imagine and build a future, even when the present is fraught with peril. The world sees the headlines of conflict, the political posturing, the strategic analyses.